So Diddy is now accused of drugging and assaulting student in the 1990s. Put it up, full mask. Yeah, I told you this would happen. According to a lawsuit obtained by TMZ, April Lampros has come forward as the latest accuser, has filed a lawsuit against Sean Diddy Combs for allegedly drugging and sexually violating her multiple times. The lawsuit states they met when she was a student at New York City's Fashion Institute of Technology. This was in the 1990s. Combs allegedly offered to be her mentor. This was a common gateway for him to be her mentor in the fashion industry when she first met him in 1995. With millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show. All right, so after a night out at Soho bar, where Lampros alleges Combs overserved her alcohol, he took her back to his room at the Millennium Hotel, where she says she felt the walls were closing in on her as he began to force himself on her. Lampros said she remained conscious when Combs began sexually violating her, but was unable to defend herself. She woke up the next morning, nude, sore, and confused, the suit states. For months, she did not hear from Combs until he reached out again and began inviting her to VIP music industry events. The, quote, hopeful yet naive college student took Mr. Combs at his word and believed that the first sexual offense was a possible mulligan and decided to give him a second chance. That's what the attorneys stated. So while walking to Combs' car in a parking garage headed to dinner, Lampros says he forced her to perform oral sex on him. A parking attendant witnessed the assault but did nothing, the lawsuit claims. After that incident, Lampros declined his future invitations, outraging Combs, who would angrily call her constantly and threatened to blacklist her from the industry, the suit says. She described his behavior as that of a mobster. Then in 1996, Lampros says Combs ordered her to his apartment, where she was introduced to Combs' late ex-girlfriend, model Kim Porter. Combs forced her to take ecstasy and commanded her to have sex with Porter while he watched and masturbated. Lampros claims that at one point he sexually violated her again. Now that part is actually somewhat corroborated by the initial lawsuit filed against Diddy by Cassie, that he would have these parties called freak-offs and engage in this kind of activity. Okay, Lampros, there's more. Lampros and Combs cut ties in 1998, but she ran into Porter at a restaurant where she was working. Porter allegedly told the restaurant owner that Lampros had tried to poison her and claimed that if she wasn't fired, Combs would have the restaurant shut down. She was then fired, the lawsuit says. Lampros' suit comes a week after the disturbing footage, obviously, released by CNN showed Combs viciously attacking his then girlfriend, now ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura. This was in the hallway of a Los Angeles hotel in 2016. Combs has been slapped with multiple other lawsuits accusing him of basically the same thing. Days after release of the video, another model, Crystal McKinney, accused Combs of doing the exact same thing to her, violating her, drugging her. This was at a New York City recording studio when she was 22 years old. In April, federal agents raided Combs' California, Florida mansions as part of an investigation by the Department of Homeland Security. This is a team that deals with human trafficking. Combs has not been charged with any crime and has denied the allegations against him. Now, I said this on day one, the individual has lived such a reckless and evil life, just being completely contrary to decency and his own humanity and the humanity of others, that he's likely going to have a lot of these that come up. This is a habitual offender, according to everyone who has dared to speak out now. All right, Ben, thoughts here?
I mean, the most disgusting, unconscionable behavior, and he's denied the allegations against him, except seemingly that hotel video, because once the video comes out, it's
Right.
hard to deny. So he has admitted that, and if more video comes out, he'll probably piecemeal admit those and keep denying all the rest. Just a horrible human being, and this is just really, really sad. I don't understand what a mulligan sexual assault even means. You know, I think when, as my mom always says, when people show you who they are, believe them, take them at their word. People don't often change like that. So, you know, if somebody mistreats you and does so in such an egregious way, it's probably best to avoid ever seeing that person again. But that does not excuse the behavior of that person and doesn't give them the right to do anything to anybody's body. And it's just horrendous. It's a disgusting, tragic story. And to put it in a way that can, you know, maybe stick in people's minds a little better if they start questioning whether this is real, whether he did these things, I would just say, Diddy, it seems that he did. Sadly, it seems that he did.
Yeah. Naturally, more will come. We will bring updates.